Hello, Fightful Faithful. Welcome to this is a Tuesday show, but it's not the normal Tuesday show because Kate is running from the grind, aka very sick. So um, uh, she could fight through it. I mean, rub some dirt on it, Kate, but she's not gonna because she's weak-minded and runs from the grind. But if she wasn't, then she would be here. But thank God she's not because we have the best possible replacement for a white lady. We have SP3. And whenever SP3 is here, I always introduce him like that. But I'm Alex. This is SP3. This is your review of NXT's homecoming episode for Tuesday, September 16th, 2025. I don't know what date it is. We're off to a fantastic start because I can't change this background. Like it's just, I'm not Sean Ross Sapp. The thing underneath me says that I'm Sean Ross Sapp. The thing underneath SP3 says he's the managing editor, and that's not true either. Although he did have some nice things to say about Becky Lynch in Sports Illustrated once, and she won't shut up about it. But anyway, SP3 is here, and we're going to review NXT. Get in your super chats, not your humper chats, because as the longest tenured employee of Fightful, not named Sean Ross Sapp, I do not have access to the humper chats. So please don't send any in. I can't read them. Oh, look at that. Somebody changed it to a different one. All right, here we go. This is good. You're Sean Ross Sapp, and I'm Alex Pulowski.
Yo, I'm Sean Ross Sapp.
Now you're Sean Ross Sapp. This is fantastic. So,
this is awesome.
I'm gonna be Alex Pulaski hosting from over here on the other side. That's fine. You're Sean Ross Sapp. So, send in your super chats to talk all about this, whatever this is to you. If you loved it, if you are a TNA, okay.
What is going on?
No, that's not gonna work. That's a foreground thing. Somebody's doing this. Okay, in the background. Here we go. So,
switch it up around. There we go.
There we go. I mean, that's fine, I suppose. If you are a TNA wrestler and you too got the memo and you're angry, then you could send us a chat about how angry you are that Trick Williams is defending your title on an episode of NXT, just like he did a while back. But it's not against one of you, it's against Oba Femi. And you don't want that to happen because Oba Femi's obviously going to win and you're never going to beat Oba Femi. So, I feel like it's a very good idea for you to be very angry about it. All of you, by the way, at the exact same time. Could you all synchronize your watches and tweet at the exact same time, in no way telegraphing the end of that match next week? Anyway, I'm rambling, as I tend to do. But SP3 is here. SP3, say hello to the people and tell them what you thought of this momentous episode of NXT.
Hello, people. I am honored to be here. Honored to fill in for my sister from another Mr. Kate and be here on a Tuesday and to talk about NXT Homecoming. And I don't know if you know this about me, Alex. I saw Jeremy was in the chat. I'm an expert on C-level WWE content. I do a segment every week over on In the Weeds on Fightful Overbook called the C-Suite, where I talk about the C-level WWE shows like WWE LFG, WWE Evolve. And the only reason I don't talk about WWE NXT in the C-Suite is because I think that most people think that it's like a B-level show. It's actually C-level content masquerading as A-level content. So I'm very happy to be here today. Yeah. And I'm very happy Jeremy's here as well.
Jeremy's here too. Why not? Jeremy, drop in. How's it going? It's a homecoming for everybody.
I'm Joe Hendry. I'm not anybody else from TNA. Everyone else from TNA is mad, but you said my name, so that is why
Jeremy
I appeared.
Hendry.
I was trying to change the background for you, Alex, but then you
went the background is fine. It's the little border around the thing. I don't know why I'm not allowed to do that, says StreamYard. So just the border around the thing that says. It's always fun when we put Kate's name under SP3 because everyone gets, Kate, you look different, and they send in money to tell us that. So we'll steal their money. So that happens at least twice every time we do an episode with SP3. So I was just trying to get the border up there, but
I mean, I can change. I can put that up there.
No,
I did try to.
The background's fine.
This.
There you go. That's fine.
You know that? Okay.
Yeah, we'll do that. Because you are technically a wrestling writer. You wrote about it in Sports Illustrated.
He's Sports Illustrated, yes.
He's a Sports Illustrated wrestling writer. So we won't give you a name, but we will say that you're a wrestling writer.
I'll switch that. No one needs. I'll cover down here, so it looks like I'm
that's
just
fine. Everyone thinks that I'm co-hosting with SP3 and an episode of The Fast and the Furious. So
all of the above. We're gonna talk
everything
about
like that. That's great.
All right, I was only here to try to do backstage work to help out.
Yeah,
thank you.
I appreciate that. I really appreciate that.
But then SP3 said my name, so I thought I would.
No, you have to do it.
Pop in. Yeah,
you did.
But I'm very angry. I'm very mad. I can't believe that you guys are disrespecting anybody like this. But we're not going to show up and do anything about
That's right.
That. So y'all have a good show. SP3, see you tomorrow on In the Weeds, where we're going to be more angry and more mad at everything.
Yeah,
absolutely. Right. Let me tweet about it.
There we go. See, that's me, and also a wrestling writer. It's perfect. It's perfect. You're getting the Young Bucks treatment. So that's nice. You know what I mean? We will have time to put in your name. You're just wrestling writer, and that's fine. That's an honor to be utilized in such a way. But thank you to Jeremy for coming in and saving my bacon. This was touted as the return to full. Oh, by the way, retro puns. For everybody who wants the puns in the chat, we're doing retro puns because it's a blast from the past. Whoa, Back to the Future. Kind of whatever. Retro puns. We're doing retro puns. Whatever retro means to you, if you're a Gen Z and retro means something from 2018. I personally hate you, but that's fine. If that's your deal, then that's good. That makes me feel old because retro to me is 1985 or prior. So this show, and I like it. It was just a thing that they did, I guess, to pop a number because it wasn't in honor of an anniversary, was it? Like,
no,
it was just a thing that they decided to do to go back to Full Sail and do a show there, and that was cool and everything. And everybody got nostalgia. It was the warehouse looks different because they don't have the same lighting rig up behind everybody. I honestly, the PC is a better venue for wrestling than Full Sail.
Visually,
visually it just looks better. Like there's just black curtains, like in the room of a teenage goth kid. There's these black curtains that hang over the windows so no sunlight can enter, and they just put those up over all the walls so there's nothing reflects off of it. It's not like it's black paint. It's just that kind of cloth that just sucks in all light and it stays there. And I was like, this, it just looks like they put like 300 fans in front of a black hole and said, let's film some wrestling. And
it was like nothing changed from like a decade ago. It looked like the same place. I was like, there's nothing. It doesn't look renovated. Like how like the first time they did like NXT in the Performance Center to how it looks now is totally different. Like if you go back to 2021 when they first started doing it there, and how it looks now. Full Sail, you go back to 2014. It's the same thing.
Yeah. So they did a very long video package, including past songs that were used as the themes of NXT, including Coheed and Cambria, which is a personal favorite of mine. And I'm not saying anybody should do this, but what would it be like if any of the weird voices I do were to sing Coheed and Cambria? I don't know. It might be fun. Maybe do that in the jukebox. I'm just saying as a suggestion, or whatever the second one was. The other one that they did, which was this. What was the other one? It was the one that ran as the NXT theme for the longest amount of time, and I can't remember it now. But that was fun. Why not have random people that I do impressions of sing that. I don't know. You could spend money, but I thought that it was a cool little video package, and there were some people in there that I did not expect to see, but also people there was like, well, if I saw this person, why can't I see this person? It's a weird that like now this person has moved on and they work for a different place now, but you can so did that person, and that person's in the video package. What persona non grata, but it's nice to see some of the old stuff and remind you really what NXT used to be. You know what I mean? When there was no AEW, and if we really wanted to watch that type of wrestling, we could stay within the walls of WWE and watch that every couple of months at a takeover. You could be like, this is what I want to see. People have been, since last night, people have been posting. I've been seeing at least 3 separate highlight edits of Tyler Bate versus Pete Dunne from NXT TakeOver Chicago, and like that's honestly, if you told me right now you can't like rewatch anything, pick what is the best in-ring wrestling match under the WWE umbrella that you've seen in the past decade, I would probably just say that one. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate like just absolutely killed it, and they an amazing match between the two of them, considering all the history building to that. Pete Dunne becoming the champion that he would then hold for 700 days before Fat Walter showed up and took over everything. Like the context of it makes an even better match. But I'm watching that and going like, there's no reason why this can't be the like standard. Maybe it could be a really good NXT match, but you have a lot of people who are still really good at this. And even the people who are, who show up and used to play offensive line, some of them pick it up really quickly and they get better and better and better. And there's no reason you can't say, we want you to strive for that, as opposed to strive for walk around, smash a guy, cut a wooden promo. Like we want people to be better in the ring. They could do that, but they don't. So I remember NXT, the Full Sail era, very fondly, but also kind of bittersweet, because it's not at all what it used to be. For better or for worse, you might be watching and love this newer product. But for me, I always thought it was kind of cool that under WWE, you could still get both things. Because the main roster, WWE at the time that Full Sail was really ripping, was, just a bunch of people cutting promos and doing their shtick on the main roster. And if you loved that, that was for you. But if you also really wanted to see the in-ring work rate, really great stuff, you had a place within WWE where you could go and watch that consistently. And I don't think they have that consistently anymore.
I love shows like this one because it gives you those memories, what you're talking about. And I think that we're not far enough removed from that era of NXT for it to really be appreciated on that level. I think like the same way that nowadays professional wrestling fans talk about like ROH and TNA from the 2000s and how it really revolutionized professional wrestling at the time that WCW and ECW was put out of business. I think we're going to talk about how the 2010s was really defined on a quality level by NXT and New Japan Pro Wrestling. Like that started the wave that created the AEW and this new era, this boom period for WWE as well. So I think that NXT, it's kind of like an hourglass into like some of the best wrestlers of AEW and WWE who's on top in Raw and SmackDown. Like they had to come through NXT. Some of the top stars in AEW had to come through NXT. So I like shows like this that kind of give you that reminder. And I remember, like, you're absolutely right. It was like WWE had its own super indie. Like you had your Ring of Honors, you had your PWGs, but you didn't have a super indie that had the production of WWE, that had the lighting of WWE, that can do the big time kind of stories that WWE is known for and combine it with this state of the art in ring action. And I think if I listed, you said, you know, Dunn and Bate is probably like your number one in ring. I would say, as far as like just in ring work, if you made me name the top 10 WWE matches of all time, I probably would name half from NXT, probably more than half if I really thought about it. Like NXT from like 2015 through 2019, that is like peak in-ring work in WWE, period.
Yeah. So before we get into the guy who hates the spotlight coming up and soaking it up for 15 minutes, Orion Ben says B&G Classic Review Show with Alex Pound Town Pulowski and SP hitting deep from 3. They're on fire. Might as well use it because since it's gone from the hump. Yes, it's true. It is gone from the hump. They don't use that anymore. So, all right. Thank you very much, Ryan. Yes, it is the classic black and gold thing, you know, made me nostalgic in good and bad ways. Meet Norma saying, I didn't watch NXT. I hope it was cromulent. Now I'm about to pop my neck, man. And on this
pop my neck, man. Go pop my neck, man.
And on this eve of hump day, let's crank. Can't stay long, but LO, bruvs. LO to you too, Meet Normus. Tom LaValle says, I believe in Jeremy Lambert. I believe in Jeremy Lambert. We all believe in Jeremy. Jada says, Cousin Alex, Mr. 3. My sister Kate is not Wyatt sick. She's just playing hooky. Don't tell Paul Elizabeth. Much love, partner. Much love to you too, David Pringle. We'll pass that message along to Papa Paul. Oh wait, I won't tell him. Tim McFall says, "Hello, Alex. SP3 in the SGS. This is my first live post show since vacation. Though I've watched everything, even 3.5 hours of a review of Freddie Got Fingered. I was gone for almost 3 weeks, and I was not rested enough for this episode of NXT. Yeah, it'll take it out of you. It will." For sure. Yes. It's Triple H comes out and, you know, comes out and everyone is, yay, we got one guy in the back going, we love you, Trips. And he goes to one dude and acknowledges it in a very odd way, awkward, like, not only you, but also every guy, talent who came through the video board. I wanted to say curtain, but it's not a curtain, it's video board. And then he references it again. He talks for 5 straight minutes and he's like, yay, Full Sail was cool, right? And then HBK shows up and HBK is like, well, walking through that video board, I guess. I couldn't say curtain because it's not a curtain. It's a video board. It's a video board. And I'm like, okay, you guys with your ridiculous little interplay. And
your dad jokes, your inner dad jokes.
Triple, it really is. It's like I'm not sure which of these guys is which, but it is kind of like watching your dad and your dad's old buddy that he hasn't seen in a decade, and they meet at like a barbecue or a cookout, and they have the same in jokes from a decade ago. And you don't really know what they're talking about, but it pops them. And for everybody else, it would be like, okay, two guys in their 50s just, you know, having a laugh. But it's in a warehouse in a black hole with 300 people going, this is the best thing ever. And I just feel like that is a weird reaction to what they're doing. But then they do a thing where it's so, man, the fact that this wasn't the most obvious work of the entire night is kind of saying something. But this whole Triple H go, what if I said I wanted to come back and take over again? And HBK saying, I would say that's a bad idea. And then William Regal shows up. And William Regal, like, if this is basically who he is now, I understand him not wanting to be on TV because
he's like I just want to do this like once.
Honestly, I just want to scout. I just want to scout some guys. Can you send me to Europe again? That was fun last time. I just want to scout some guys, and I'll tell you if they're good or not. Don't put me on TV because if you do, I'm gonna get halfway through to half-ass saying the one line everybody knows for me, and then somebody else is gonna say it, and I'm gonna stop everything. And say, wait a minute, sweetness, that's my line. War Games. And he kind of smirks like everybody knew I was gonna say the line, right? But like William Regal's not allowed to say that unless it's an actual War Games, which is why I thought for a second, that's in November. Are they starting it now? Are they starting a build to that? They might actually be doing that in a different way by the end of the show, but not in this context of like Hunter's guys versus HBK's guys, and the winner gets to run NXT in the most obvious like worked thing since the end of the show. Oh,
another run-in. Another run-in.
What a surprise!
What a surprise! You're here.
What a surprise!
He's here!
He's here!
It's Sean Ross Sapp in the company that he works at.
That's crazy!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I can't believe it!
What
history is being made?
What brings you to the Sour Graps Arena?
Hold on, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do my thing.
Okay.
Alex, I need you to review a dog shit movie.
Yeah!
The crowd goes wild.
He did the thing, guys!
I did
the thing!
He said the thing!
Oh! Wow.
We are Fightful!
Yes. There we go. Now, guys, I do hate to tell you, you all didn't wear your Fightful tracksuits.
Oh, no.
Here. Yeah, sorry.
So, you're suspended. I hate to tell you.
Oh, no.
Now, I understand that right now there are some really angry tweets from Fightful Overbooked.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, they're not so happy. Yeah.
And they're coming for me, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just want to say, I hope you all enjoy the show.
Yes. We will. And yeah.
I'm pretty
I hope you all are enjoying what we're doing for you here.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Very well said.
Very much so. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you know,
I
when Jimmy, hold on. When Jimmy posted that stuff about Brock Lesnar and everybody canceled their Fightful subs, just a part of the show, buddy.
Just part of the show, buddy.
Part of the show.
Part of the show.
It is what we do.
Yes. Yes.
Anyway, are you ready?
Yes. Oh, he said, "Are you ready?" Because that's the thing. That
he said. Yeah.
I get it now. Thanks.
Exit.
That was good.
His closing line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the thing that he says. He says, "Are you ready?" Anyway. William Regal is saying War Games. You're not allowed to do that, and there's an actual War Games being.
No.
Come on, man.
Because I was slightly confused. I was like, wait, why is he saying this? Is he trying to imply that we're gonna have like an old school NXT versus new school NXT War Games?
We did that. Didn't we do that like 4 years ago?
Or he's just saying this to pop himself. Like, what? That's the only use of William Regal we can have on this show? Yeah. Why does all of these anniversary shows start the same?
I don't know, man.
Just like Triple H before the Raw on Netflix premiere, like pull out all of his old notes from like 2011 when he first joined the creative team and he was working underneath Vince McMahon, and he was like, oh, this is what Vince would do for an anniversary, a special episode. That's what the hell we do with all of these damn special episodes, it seems. It starts with this type of nonsense. At least this time, we don't have a guy typing on a typewriter telling us it's all fake and don't believe in anything. And I'll be real. I told you before we went live here, I did not sit down and watch this segment. I saw Triple H was coming out I was like, how much do I want to bet Shawn Michaels is also going to come out in this segment? I heard Michaels' segment, and I was like, okay, I'm making a sandwich. I got to make myself dinner. I got to make sure my family is good because I'm not going to waste my time on the verbal fellatio that Shawn Michaels and Triple H want to give us. I think that people don't understand what you was trying to say earlier, Alex. Like there are people in their 50s, 60s, two guys that could come off cool. Like I think in Shawn Michaels and Triple H's mind, they think they Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. But to all of us as wrestling fans, they are Joey Gladstone and Jesse Kasopoulos having a freaking Full House off on national TV. And we're supposed to be like, oh, these guys are really cool. Oh, yeah, they were cool in 1998. Yeah, they're so cool in 2025. Yo, sit down, Grandpa. Sit down, Grandpa. Go play Pinochle.
Everyone was here with us, so for the rant. So I'm glad that they got one. It's good. Tom Lavelli says, SP3 ranting already. Welcome back. We got it. We had to have it. I'll rant about this. Stop sending Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair out there to do comedy written for two people who've never met before tonight, presenting at the Golden Globes. You know, you two argue more than we do. What are you talking about? We're besties, right? Sure we are. Like, it's I don't like. Has
there ever been anyone? I don't think there's ever been anyone in pro wrestling history who have like good chemistry when they're doing a pre-tape, but absolutely none if they're on live. Like every time they've given them a live mic, they have bombed every single time.
It doesn't matter who's in charge. The women have always run NXT. The women's revolution started here with names such as the four. Here, there's two of them, such as the Four Horsewomen, Asuka, Shayna, Ember. Like, it was just like you'd see them reading the teleprompter and making sure they don't say the line that's not underneath their highlighted name. And it's
Wait, we got a Athena message. We got a Athena mention.
I hope Alexa said Ember just because she said I'd like to say that. And everyone's like, what? That wasn't in the script. Oops. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's like, I'm surprised they said the Four Horsewomen and not Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Bayley, nobody else. And like, I'm surprised they didn't just. They said the Four Horsewomen. I'm like, could you list all of those names, please? But they didn't do that. It was weird, though, because Charlotte said the Four Horsewomen. And the last name that Alexa Bliss said was, and Charlotte Flair. And Charlotte's like, yeah, I already said me, though. She didn't say that, but she could have. She could have said it. Anyway, we could go on forever, but we have a tag team title match. The women have always been part of NXT, and if you're not down with that, we've got two words for you.
Oh my God. Like, why does it come off so stilted? It just comes off so stilted. It's unnatural, robotic, scripted, every description that you can imagine with that.
You were talking about like Full House and stuff, like the era of those sitcoms where every character had their own shtick. They had to get their shit in every episode. Like I've got a thing I say in literally every episode, even though you knew it was coming. It never felt as stilted as let's find a way for these women to say "suck it." You know what I mean?
Yes. It's so unnatural. It's not cool anymore. No. Like, can we move on? How long is like nostalgia gonna hold tight like this? I don't remember. Like, I know Bruno had a bad relationship with WWE, but I don't even think if he did have a good relationship with WWE, they're not trotting him out in 1990. Like, we're past that time where he's a relevant character that can add anything to the ongoing story. This segment was just a waste of time.
Yes, true. Anyway, the match for the tag team championships was fine. We actually got to see Tatum freak out because Lyra was back, because Lyra had to replace Tiffany, who got injured during her title match on Friday. So Lyra showed up, and so then Tatum was like, "Oh my God, you're here, and I love you." And Izzy was like, "But we're not allowed to have friends who are outside of the cult." So they went to the ring, and this is fine. They did some stuff with, I have a doll and you have a different doll. We fulfilled this. It was really interesting how they decided to like get. So we're at the store, and you ask your mom, "Hey mom, can we get Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss?" She's like, "We have Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss at home." But who it is Izzy Dame and Tatum Paxley.
You got crazy girl and tall blonde.
We got crazy girl with a doll who's small, and tall blonde who does a big boot. And like, they're basically the same thing, but they're not. Like, one of them comes in a box and the other one comes in a bag, Mom. It's different. Everybody knows it's different. And listen, I think that it's fun to have like junior versions of the people on the main roster. But it is kind of weird because, like, that's the thing with Tatum, is I think she's been doing a really great job and has a lot of really great upside as a character. Not to mention she's gotten better and better as a worker. But like, they already got you. They already got you on the main roster. Nikki Cross is like the dark version of you, and Alexa Bliss is as close to normal as Tatum Paxley's ever going to play. You got to find some kind of sweet spot in the middle that doesn't take too much away from either of those people. Because we don't, like, that's the thing about it when you have somebody who's basically playing the junior version of a gimmick on the main roster, you got to hope that person changes their gimmick, or, unfortunately leaves the company before you can actually move up and fill that slot. I think Izzy, obviously, they will absolutely have 5 or 6 tall blondes who can do a big boot. They don't mind about that. But it is basically the same thing for her as well. And both of them held their own in this match. It was fine. But everybody knew who was going to win, and it wasn't going to be the NXT gals.
Yeah, there was no doubt in the outcome. I thought the NXT gals, they did well from themselves in the matchup. I did love how it was basically a mirror match where you had Tatum being crazy with her doll, and Alexa had her doll at the start. You got Charlotte going at it with Izzy Dame, and Izzy Dame wore an outfit that when every time the camera was to her back, I was confused on who was who. Because she had the hairstylist similar to like Charlotte at a time as well, so that was confusing at times. And I thought the crowd was into it as well, so this was fine for what it was. Another good defense for the allies of convenience. As far as like what I think about the Culling's future, you're absolutely right about Tatum Paxley, because things has only gotten worse for her. You named the Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. We gotta also remember that crazy character is what defined AJ Lee's rise in this company, and now she's back. So like Tatum,
there's a very good chance that we're gonna get 5 different variations of Crazy Girl.
Yeah,
like maybe even we're a half dozen. Like if Liv comes back, they're just gonna do Crazy Girl about her. But like AJ Lee's crazy in a certain way. She's up here shanking a chick.
Now Blake Monroe is the woman from hell. She's gone crazy.
That's right.
So like, there's gonna be different versions of the same kind of character going on there. I think Izzy Dame, she's kind of got the raw potential. She's still pretty green, but I think that, you know, the more reps and the more matches like this against people that are experienced, like Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, is only going to help her improve. But she's got more time, and they seem to be telling kind of a story with what's going on with the culling for now, but we'll see where that goes. I hate the culling. I'm very established. I'm not a fan of the culling and their B plot from season 4 of Boy Meets World, where they're the guys that tried to recruit Sean into the cult. So
yeah, yeah, no, it's no fun. So Tatum loses. I thought it was unfortunate. Tatum's never taken that NXT, that Alexa Bliss spinning DDT thing, the Sister Abigail that like wraps around the thing. So she first of all had her arm up under here, and Alexa had like, give me your arm. I can't do the move to you unless you put your arm in a different place. I was like, oh, that's too bad. But yeah, no, there were. I think that it is darkly ironic because the sentiment of Alexa and Charlotte saying women have always been running NXT, and it's true, they get a steady stream of really great women in there. You can go back; they have not had really a time where it felt like, I don't know what we're doing here. Like, like you can absolutely see the women who, even if they're not the champ currently, I would say as is right now, you can say this person's going to be champ, that person's going to be champ, that person's had a really good shot at it. You always see who's up next, even if the person who's holding it right now isn't what you would say is the future. But that they sometimes they just have too many, that they don't know what to do with all of them, to the point of like, I think it's one of your top. I think to me, it's certain to me, the top women's storyline on the entire show is Blake Monroe and Jordynne Grace, because that has a lot of stuff behind it. Jordynne Grace, you know, is destined for really great things on the main roster when they eventually bring her up. I don't think she's ever holding the title, but I know Blake Monroe's holding the title before they move her up. And she's next up, the next really big thing. And they weren't mentioned on the show unless I missed it. Unless they did it like
no.
So like this is a major. You're going to have a lot of people tuning in. People who don't normally watch NXT will have heard all these people I used to watch in NXT are going to be there. I'm going to tune in, and like you could build something for that major match that you're doing it all out, and they didn't touch on it. And I feel like that's a misstep. And the problem is that they have too many women to be like, because they can't make 60% of the show women. That's crazy talk. So when you only have 30% of the show maximum that's going to be women, like you have to figure out who's not making the cut. And in this case, it was Blake and Jordynne, which I think is unfortunate. But they did manage to shoehorn in a little something with a different storyline, which is Soul and Zarya, Zaruka. And Zarya's like, well, just think that could have been us losing to Charlotte and Alexa. If you hadn't hit me with a soul snatcher last week. Now she doesn't say that could have been us losing to Alexa and Charlotte, but that's the implication.
Yeah,
you see, like you watch the other team get pinned, and like, look, that could have been us. You can also say, except we would have won. You don't say that, but anyway.
I think that was. You could say it was implied, and I think people say you said All Out. I know you meant No Mercy, but I mean, how many times was No Mercy even mentioned on this show?
Yeah,
No Mercy was not much.
No,
not much.
They set up some major, like one match got made. The
North American title match.
Championship match got made tonight for that, but a different huge match with major implications got made for next week's episode of NXT. But you know what I mean? Like that
totally takes the focus away from your main event for your PLE. It just makes it's very WCW booking.
Yeah.
And I think that this is only a reference that those who live through WCW will recognize, where WCW would just throw like the biggest example is Lex Luger versus Hulk Hogan at Hog Wild 1997. And they just put that matchup, the main event of their pay-per-view, on the go-home show. But in this case, they're putting a champion versus champion matchup on the go-home show.
Yeah.
I was like, what? When Grayson Waller said that, and when he said next week, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. We'll get to that and the absurdity of how that match was made. Anyway, Lainey Reed is here, and she's like, you guys should, hey, fine, argue all you want, but you should be more focused on how next week I'm going to beat Candice LeRae, and then I'm going to beat you for the Speed Championship at No Mercy, because we're doing a maximum 5-minute long match at No Mercy for the women, because we can't possibly go over 30% of the time on the show. Whatever. So anyway, then Candice comes in and she says, whatever, the idiocy of youth or whatever, I'm going to beat you, and I'm going to beat her for the title. And then Shaina Basler walks in. And I was so sad. I was just so sad. I was like, no, you finally, it's like the girl in the movie who gets away from the relationship, and then she just goes back, and you go, no, he was so bad for you. He didn't respect you. He didn't love you. You got away from him, and you thought to yourself, but I don't know anything else. I can't be out here alone in the world. Everything is different and new, and I'm scared. At least he's comfortable. And so he goes back, you go, oh no. And that's what this felt like to me. I felt like I was watching that part of the movie. But it was so cool to watch her be Shaina Basler, NXT version of Shaina Basler. Because she was like, walks in and Candice goes, eep, and she just nopes the fuck out of frame. And she's like, wise decision. And I love that because Candice remembers who the hell Shaina Basler used to be. Candice was there. Shaina was running roughshod over everybody, including Candice, when Candice was there. I liked that a lot. And then I wondered, listen, whatever you've got going on, Soul and Zara, you've got to fix it. I was a tag team champ. I had lots of tag team partners, but whatever this is, you guys got to fix it, because what you have is something special. So don't let this ruin it, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, hey, cool. It's the big sister type thing for Shaina. And it was nice to see her, but also so painful to watch. There's so many other things you could do with your life. I mean, just, you could go, you could just get on a bus and leave and never look back. But you can go to school. Yeah, go back to school. You always wanted to go and get your nursing degree. You always said you were gonna, and then he said, "No, you got to stay home." I mean,
you wanted to dance in Juilliard for your mother.
You wanted to make something of your life, and he held you back. This is so upsetting to watch, SP3.
Why would you do this to us, Shaina? Yeah, I was very much surprised seeing Shaina Basler. I was like, oh, this is a pleasant surprise. I mean, I'm not totally surprised that you're back here, considering the report that came out that she was a backstage producer during her non-compete clause period, and now that she's officially a free agent. Yeah. I'm not that surprised that she would go back to WWE. Seems like one of those people that got comfortable in the WWE format. And if that's what she wants to do, that's what she wants to do. I think that she could achieve more somewhere else if she wants to make more make the most out of her remaining years in the ring, but she's trying to set herself up, I guess, long term. So going back to WWE is a safe bet.
Yeah, I know. I wanted more for our girl, and it's fine.
The best for her. She was gonna go to Harvard.
If she's truly happy, then I'm happy for her. But I don't know. I don't know.
I think she can achieve more.
Yeah, I know. We got the Trick Melo Gang. I forgot they used to call themselves that. The Trick Melo Gang versus DIY. And Tommaso Ciampa, I think, painted his face to look like black and gold. And
no one told him. There was like, you look like Dustin Rhodes. Why did no one tell him that?
Because the gold paint was bright yellow, like bright yellow, like Crayola marker yellow, and I'm like, that's not gold. I know somebody's back there's got gold face paint. Come on, man. And so when he came out, I was like, what is? I didn't know, but what was great though, and which was kind of a theme for the entire night. Man, you have access to all of these songs. I know, because you played them tonight. What the hell are you doing? Playing all this trash week after week. You have access to Noah Will Survive and this Rebel Heart. And you're like, let's play the crap that Def Rebel put together, man.
Hell, I would take the original DIY theme they played last week over what they got now. This unidentifiable series of sounds. It's not even music. Like, Def Rebel doesn't even make music anymore. And I know Def Rebel has a couple of hits from the theme songs, but they are the exception to the rule at this point. They are not the rule. The rule is these unidentifiable, just series of sounds with instruments, and it's sickening. And the fact that they have played 3 different theme songs from these 2 individuals that are much better than the weekly one they come out to and get no reaction to. Come on, WWE. It doesn't make any sense. You have access to this stuff. You have access to the CFO music. You have access to the older songs during the original like black and gold era. Like, just use them.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. This is fun because all 4 guys, I mean, 3 out of 4 of them are like world-class workers, and Trick Williams has gotten so much better than he was when Trick Melo Gang was actually running together.
You remember when Trick debuted and he just was just rounding off some of the most like Trick Daddy phrases in his promo. And then when he actually wrestled, it was like a creative wrestler, but you don't have any VC or anything to do moves. He would just do stomps and punches and strikes. He would never do moves.
I remember more boxing matches he had than wrestling matches. Remember he would have boxing matches with Wes Lee for some reason? He's gotten so much better, and he's really rounded fully into the wrestling character, and the wrestling that he does in ring fits the character so well. Sometimes if you're not an A+ worker, as long as you're an A+ character who does the moves well enough that fit the character, that's good enough. I'm not saying he's an A+ character, but he's an A- character at least. And everything that he does works well together in that framework. Of course, the ending is trash because the Miz shows up and gifts the win to Trick Melo Gang by hitting a skull-crushing finale on Gargano, I think it was, on the outside, rolls him into the ring, and Melo hits his leaping leg drop to get the pin. And so Trick Williams picks up the victory there was a moment where, like, is he gonna hit Melo from behind with the knee? Is he gonna do it? And like you literally just ran the gonna hit a guy from behind? Oh, he didn't. You ran that angle last night. Like, it's just that's kind of an angle you can't do all that often, or like, diminishing returns, but it's fine. It's the finish is trash because get the Miz the hell up out of here. But the storyline is progressing to the point where he and Carmelo will no longer be teaming together. But the problem I have with it is, like, you are telling me now that's the end of the storyline. And I know from past experiences that the end of the storyline won't actually come until after Christmas, because that's how long it takes you to tell the story. Like, you could just end the whole thing tonight, but no, you got to make sure we're starting to plant the seeds. And like, sometimes it takes months for crops to grow. That's the problem. You got to plant the seeds in March and then they sprout in August. That's a problem. You know what I mean? I don't want to wait that long for the seeds get planted, and I want them to grow immediately. I don't want to wait.
And then you'll have the wrestling fans that's like, well, when Vince used to rush and do it, you complained about that too. I don't think it's too much to ask for a medium. Can we meet in the middle on this? Can it take 3 months to do this? Remember the Judgment Day with Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley and them teasing dissension for a damn year and a half?
Like, Finn Balor basically said with his eyes on WrestleMania Night 1, Dom Mysterio, I am going to kill you and take your Intercontinental title. We are in September. It has been 5 months. We are no closer to that shit happening. None. Like, it's just...
No, so yeah, we know what this Miz and Melo thing is gonna lead to, and I feel bad that that the Miz had to come out in the end of this matchup, because this was one of the better NXT TV matches that I've seen in a while. Like, that didn't involve someone like a Javon Evans, who always seems to be a part of great matches on the regular TV show. But I thought Melo and Trick, they told a nice story with them having a little bit of dissension. Melo learning from the Miz and telling the story of his character, what he's learned from his tag team with the Miz, with him trying to tag himself in and steal the spotlight for himself. Trick Williams not wanting to back down, kind of feeling like he's coming to his own. He's a top star. He's one of the biggest success stories in NXT history. So he wasn't going to be kind of the sidekick anymore. So they told that story with their whole dynamic. I like the little point where Melo saved Trick from the meet in the middle and basically was like, I'll take y'all both on, and just started chopping. That was a nice little character moment for him as well. And Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, they are in the conversation for the greatest NXT stars of all time. Like, Johnny Gargano is the greatest underdog babyface this brand has ever seen. Tommaso Ciampa at one time is like the all-time peak when it comes to a heel in NXT. The heat that he was getting in 2018 was unreal.
He was coming out with no music. He just came out and his music was booze. That was his theme. His theme song was booze. It was great.
Beautiful time. Beautiful time. But some people tend to forget that they created their whole legacy by being a great tag team in their matches with the Revival and putting AOP on the map. People thought AOP was one of the best tag teams in the world because they had matches with DIY. That's the only reason why people thought AOP was one of the best tag teams in the world. But yeah, DIY, they're goats, and they proved it tonight. This was a great matchup, despite the Miz getting involved at the end. But it just felt, I think the reason why it leaves a bad taste in your mouth is because the way they worked this match was like a main event matchup. Like, these were four of the top guys, four of the greatest stars in NXT history, going all out, this all-star tag team, and then the Miz comes in and it's like, oh, this is just a mid-card tag team. Miz immediately defined this down with his presence alone.
Yep. Like, we have been talking a lot tonight about, being nostalgic, for the good old days. And if you're nostalgic for the good old days, in your pants,
DC, these championship belts over here, or those trophies up there, you could get one for what? I don't know, maybe the hardest erection you've ever had in your entire life, thanks to Blue Chew and the code FIGHTFUL. Did you ever think about that? Did you ever aspire to do that? Well, whether you have or you haven't, that's what could happen if you use Blue Chew and the code FIGHTFUL. Work with their online physicians, get approved. Blue Chew arrives straight to your door, safely, discreetly, quietly. Just pay $5 shipping when you use that code FIGHTFUL. It's got the same ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but it's a chewable, so it gets into your system faster. Causes that mood to strike when something isn't quite striking. Or maybe you just want the confidence that you are going to put on a trophy championship level performance. BlueChew.com, code FIGHTFUL. You know what's up.
Listen, I may not be Kate when it comes to segues, but I have my own style.
Very
Just
well
saying.
done. Very well done.
All right, thank you, appreciate it. So there's some things about, like, everybody has their favorites when they think back on Black and Gold, and one of mine, unabashedly, was Tyler Breeze. But it appears that there were not a lot of me's in the crowd.
Not last week, not this week.
There's like, I do not know who this person is. I'm like, oh no!
Who is this? Who is this human? And why does he have a 2014 selfie cam?
Well, he's got a selfie stick. The fact that it's so old that like selfie sticks aren't a thing anymore.
Who's grand? They were like, who's grandpa? Is that what you're trying?
Yeah. Tyler Breeze is one of the all-time best. Like, he just is. And if you don't recognize how great he was, they were like, we have Jushin Thunder Liger for one match in his career in WWE. We choose Tyler Breeze to face him because we know he's going to make him look like $1 million. It's going to make him do a very great match, and we know he's not going to hurt him. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, sometimes you want your most trusted dude for spots like that, and their most trusted dude was Tyler Breeze, and he killed it. He killed it in everything. Breezango is one of my all-time favorite things in all of wrestling ever, because they nailed it in every facet. But Tyler Breeze was so great. Like, Bailey posted a thing on Twitter about how back in NXT they used to write WWTBD. What would Tyler Breeze do on their wrist tape? And they'd always look at it and be like, this is the dude who knows exactly where to be in the ring, the best attitude, all that kind of stuff. He was the locker room leader when he was like 7th on the depth chart. You know what I mean? Like, that's a major deal for him, and a feather in his cap. And it was kind of funny because Ethan Page is a hated heel and people don't like him, but like, I think they really wanted somebody that they loved to face Ethan Page, and they're like, here's a guy who we barely remember, or we know as the up down guy. And they wanted a different person and the thing is that whoever we bring from the main roster, we're not going to have that person get pinned.
Yeah.
And we want Ethan Page to have a successful title defense. So, the only, Trick Williams did not pin Johnny Gargano, a different main roster guy, like a more recent NXT dude, but it was Carmelo. Like, they didn't bring anybody from the main roster to take the loss. So it was going to have to be somebody who used to be here, who was able to do that. And I suppose they could have dragged somebody from TNA, but the whole point of tonight was that TNA was upset about not being included. So I thought Tyler Breeze was a very good choice. And even if the crowd didn't know who he was, I really enjoyed watching him work for the first time in a long time. I thought this was a very well put together match. He got to hit. I mean, listen, I know it's a spinning heel kick, but that's the beauty shot. That was the name of his heel kick.
They didn't even call it the beauty shot.
You gotta have Vic Joseph's got to be up on it when I hit the spinning back heel kick. That's my finisher. It's called the beauty shot. Like, somebody has to inform. If it's not Tyler Breeze informing Vic Joseph, maybe Vic Joseph should, I don't know, just no ball, because like you got to be able to call the moves when the moves get done. That's my thing. But he does it. But Ethan Page kicks out. To Breeze's credit, he kicked out of a razor's edge, the ego's edge. But I love the twist and grin from the top rope. I thought that was a really well done thing. Listen, I'm almost always just cool with the heel who's a son of a bitch being that to win matches. I'm almost always cool with that. It's the I have 3 guys at ringside who will run distractions. Like, that's the shit that I get tired of. But like, Ethan Page is a son of a bitch who regularly skirts the rules to get victories, but he always finds a way to get there and then does it. I'm never going to complain about those kind of shenanigans leading to a victory for the heel who just outsmarts his opponent in the perfect moment and finds a way to do that every match. So I think Ethan Page nailed it here with this, and then we figure out what his next thing is afterwards.
You made a lot of great points. I think that Tyler Breeze is probably the unsung hero from the first WWE Network generation of NXT. Yep. Like, there was the faces of that time, like your Nevilles, the 4 Horsewomen, Sami Zayn, but there was Tyler Breeze, who was kind of the mid-card gatekeeper for NXT at that time. What Christopher Daniels was to a place like Ring of Honor in the early 2000s and TNA, what he was for them, that's what Tyler Breeze was for NXT. So it was really nice as a longtime fan of his to see him in this matchup where he didn't look like he aged much in 10 years. Like, there was times really in this matchup he looked really good in the ring. He didn't show any real ring rust. This was a textbook kind of TV matchup. You got the babyface got some near falls. He looked like he was on the verge of getting the win. Good near fall on the supermodel kick. Another missed call by the commentary team. Like, call out the signature and finishing moves. Like, they don't matter if you don't pay attention to them and you don't call them what they actually are. They won't mean anything when someone kicks out of them. So yeah, like, and I like the finish as well. Like you said, Ethan Page, man, I've been preaching from the mountaintop, and I'm going to preach it here as well. We need to make it an unanimous argument. It's not an argument anymore. There's no debate. Ethan Page is the second best AEW to WWE move of all time. Of all time. There's no question to me now. Like, Jay Cargill, we've seen the weaknesses, and WWE hasn't always presented her. They presented her well and like a superstar, but they've also highlighted her weaknesses. They haven't done that well. CM Punk, it was kind of a parallel move. He was the top star in AEW. He's a top star in WWE. There haven't much change there. Lexus King, he's improved, but not on the level of an Ethan Page. Like, Ethan Page is next level. He was a guy stuck in Ring of Honor, and now he's the top star of one of the brands of WWE, and he has been for over a year now.
And you can absolutely see how everything that he is doing translates immediately to the main roster. Like, there's a lot of things, like, and they'll always find the room for a guy who can cut a promo, who can work heel in this manner, who would be fine leading a faction or going solo or whatever. He could do any of those things on the main roster. There's always going to be a place for him when they call him up. Sometimes you look at somebody and go, well, if only you were 3 inches taller. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like sometimes that's just a thing. Like, it sucks, and I don't think it should be a factor, but they absolutely do. It's why 2 guys that we were talking about earlier briefly never got a fair shot on the main roster, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. If they were 3 inches taller and 20 pounds heavier, they're absolutely going to get a fair shot on the main roster, but not now. So
Tyler Breeze is another one.
Yeah.
There's another one. If he was 3 inches taller and 50 pounds heavier, he would have got a real shot on the main roster, and that's the issue. But the issue nowadays, to me, where we all are saying, like, and I see it in the chat, I hear from you, we're all saying Ethan Page is ready for the main roster. We have hit the point, and it's not something that's brought up a lot, but WWE has a issue of super seniors. They have an abundance of super seniors crawling around NXT. I'm talking about people that were introduced in the 2.0 era 4 years ago, are still on this brand when they should be called up. Like you talked about, like, we got a glimpse into the past. You remember, we knew when Sami Zayn was going to get called up, like 6 months before he got called up. We knew when Finn Balor was going to get called up, probably a year before he actually got called up. Samoa Joe, like the list goes on and on. The Johnny Gargano was a little bit of a special case where that was like the first example of a super senior, someone who was there way too long and should have been on the main roster. But you got Trick, you got Jacy Jayne, you got Tony D'Angelo, you got the 3-year super seniors like Lola Vice and Sol Ruka. Like, this is ridiculous. How many 26 years olds you got going to this college?
The college is mostly Van Wilders. There's over 50% Van Wilders going to this college, and that's just not what you want. I think a lot of it is that they can't seem to move on from the people at the top on the main roster. Like, okay, so we don't need people who are pushing 50 to be doing all the main event stuff. We don't need the same guys in the main event who are under 40 constantly. Like, we could rotate guys in and out, and if one guy moves up, there's a spot in the lower mid card. Let's give somebody a shot who's under 30 and see what happens. That's just not a thing. You know what I mean? Like, and it is like they were literally talking about 37-year-old Bronson Reed during his match with Roman Reigns as though he was like this 21-year-old upstart. This young superstar, Bronson Reed, coming out of nowhere. This is like, come on.
You remember, we're just coming off of 2 years ago where 40-year-old LA Knight and Damian Priest were the rising stars.
In
this company.
Yes. Yeah. So speaking of rising stars, Tavion Heights, and we'll see how far they let his star rise. But he's like, oh man, once again, Ethan Page skates by with a victory. Somebody's got to take that guy down or whatever. But you did last week. You beat him in a flag match, and then you were standing there waving the American flag as a different dude slipped in and took your title shot that you rightfully earned by beating him in a flag match. And then he's like, well, too bad that's not me who could get a title match, I guess. And then comes Damian Priest, who's like, I was talking to Ava, and I got you a title match.
So you just said this guy has no type of agency to get himself a title match. He got a win over the champion, and then just didn't say anything to the GM for a week.
Oh, gosh, I hope somebody notices me. Like, is that what you want out of a character we're supposed to root for? Is the gosh, I hope she notices me guy? Like, I don't know. It just anyway, it was nice that he was like excited to see Damian Priest. Damian Priest being a dude who we remember as like he had a different vibe to him as the Archer of Infamy character. And that's fine. And it was cool to see him, but it was also very weird that he was like, I went and I talked to Ava and I got you a title match. As opposed to like, listen, what are you doing here, sitting here moping around? Like, go into Ava's office and ask for a title match. You deserve one. You beat him last week. You get the next title match. You go and do it. And then cut to do something else later. You have him come out of the thing and said, like, I got it. Like, I'm a title match. Yeah. I told you. You don't even
need the second segment. You could just be like that, how they usually announce stuff.
Right, yeah. But I'm saying, like, show that part where, like, so what happened? You went in there, you spoke up for yourself, you showed a little confidence, you got what you wanted. Now, at No Mercy, you go and you say, I'm taking that title. You use that same confidence to go and do it, and like show him being that. And I don't think he's going to beat Ethan Page, but like he could be the guy to eventually beat Ethan Page, which is a cool way of like starting that storyline of listen, I always love I always want this kind of character in wrestling. Is the guy in the opening segment of The Last Crusade, the guy who gives the hat to young Indiana Jones, and he says, "You lost today, kid. That doesn't mean you have to like it." I've always wanted that guy to come in with that kind of thing, tell that to this young dude, and have that be the reason that guy goes on and wins the title. Is like that thing, and you could easily have Damian Priest be that catalyst for Tavion Heights. I think it could really work for him. But anyway, good for Tavion Heights getting a one-on-one match. When he came out to like talk to Ethan Page about, hey, now you're saying very disparaging things about the country I live in. How dare you, sir? I didn't think we were going to veer into mixed tag land. I didn't think that was a thing we were going to do. And then we're like, okay, after that, flag match. Okay. And then after that, Tyler Breeze gets a shot, a different Canadian. And I was like, well, see, now that's a whole different storyline. And now, hey, Damian Priest shows up and tells me that he gave me a title match I didn't think I deserved. All of these things are weird tangents to get to the one-on-one match with Tavion Heights and Ethan Page I thought we were going to get, but
I'm starting to think they didn't have a coherent plan for how they wanted to get to this title match.
I'm starting to think that too. That's a very...
I will say I won't be that surprised if Tavion Heights does win the North American Championship at No Mercy, because like we've just went over, like Ethan Page is ready to be on the main roster, and he has several different roles that he can do it as, like as a singles guy in the mid-card scene, going for like the Intercontinental or the US title. He could be with Chelsea Green in this Team Canada and go over on SmackDown and be a rising star over there. He could be the newest member of the Vision. I think he would be perfect as the newest member of the Vision, because he's a guy that can actually take losses for the Bronze and Seth, and he will not lose anything because all he can do is just cut a promo the next week and get all his heat back. He's that type of guy. He could be that type of guy for the Vision. So he has so much potential over there. I wouldn't be surprised if they give this to Tavion Heights. So it looks like they actually had a plan for Tavion when they removed him from North Quarter Catch Crew, because it just feels like they broke up North Quarter Catch Crew and had no real plans for either one of these guys, seeing that one is feuding with Brian Pillman Jr. and the other is having flag matches and getting booed.
He's feuding with Brian Pillman Jr. via blindfold matches and
lights out matches.
And like the thing about it is that the thing they should, because he always keeps talking about how you're not even really deaf or whatever. Like the next thing is an earmuffs match, right? The next thing is an earmuffs match. That's the only thing that I could think of as the next thing. So I wanted to mention this with Kelly Kincaid is interviewing Sami Zayn. Like, hey, I've had a lot of memories here in Full Sail and blah, blah, blah. And then do you have any potential, anybody you think has the potential, like Javon Evans? And then Briggs is like, hey, you, I'm the person who has the potential. Javon Evans is just a kid and a fraud. And then Javon attacks Briggs and Briggs gets pulled away. Like, I mean, regardless of whether or not you like Briggs is just making loudly a conversation with Sami Zayn, and then Javon Evans attacks him from behind, and then Briggs is the guy who gets pulled off screen by security, and Javon Evans gets to stand there and have a conversation with Sami Zayn. Feels like maybe they did not pick the right guy to throw out of the building, but anyway. Sami Zayn's like, hey,
I kind of view this as reverse discrimination.
It does feel like that, a little reverse discrimination there. I did like that. I did think it was very odd how Sami Zayn was like, listen, Javon Evans, when it comes to you, the sky is the limit. Do you hear me? The sky is the limit. And I'm like, that's his new catchphrase, right? That Sami Zayn gave him. Now it's going to be on the t-shirts. Sky is the limit, Javon Evans. Because when it comes to the young OG, the sky is the limit.
Sky is the limit.
He's going to say that in every promo now because everybody's got to have a damn catchphrase. And I'm like, all right. Okay.
You seem so annoyed with all of this.
I'm very annoyed with characters giving other characters the catchphrase by repeating it twice. Like just saying it. Like the sky's the limit. Do you hear me? The sky is the limit. Just so we all get it.
Yeah. I was hoping for like Sami to do a match and it be Javon who answers like the US Open challenge.
That's honestly like that would be because they're talking about how much you remind me of me and all the struggles I had to get through to become the champion, and like that would mirror it. Like Sami Zayn, I guess he's got Melo next week, but like on a week where we don't know. Oh yeah, on Friday. But like the next episode of SmackDown. On a week where we don't know who it is ahead of time, he comes out and we don't know, and it's Javon Evans. And they just have a kick-ass match where hopefully, unlike Sami Zayn 10 years ago, he doesn't end up requiring shoulder surgery after the match. But Javon Evans like going out there and having a great match with Sami Zayn. Would be really good, and I'd much rather it be Sami Zayn, who is the impetus for Javon Evans to like find himself, than it be the Undertaker, because that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. The Undertaker's like, "Hey kid, I think you should be the champion one day," and Javon is like, "Wow, Mr. Undertaker, sir, I never thought of that before." Like, I'd much rather it be Sami Zayn, but yeah.
They really thought that was going to be like the Avengers Endgame ending where Old Man Cap gives the shield to Sam Wilson. They thought they were doing the wrestling version of that with having the Undertaker be like, you need to step up to the biggest dog in the yard and make it your own. It was like, oh, look at that cinema. Look at that, I'm cooking. Shawn Michaels just threw his pen in the air at the table. He's like, cinema. Just threw his hands up. Cinema.
Yeah. Well, I forgot also Ethan Page and Dr. Wagner Jr. We're talking we're doing a little back and forth after the match. So
Ethan Page is going to win the Latin American Championship, I guess.
I mean, maybe I guess. I don't know.
I just assume that all WWE people are going to win all of these titles at some point. I assume that Natalya is going to be the next Reina Del Rey's champion. We still haven't had anybody hold the Latin American Championship. And it kind of writes itself with Ethan Page winning the Latin American Championship to go with the North American Championship. Yeah. So he can go from the greatest North American of all time to the greatest American of all time. Yeah. He goes across all continents.
Yeah. Yes. So the Grayson Waller effect, and I feel robbed because not only did we not get Ricky's entrance, we didn't get the Oba entrance. The Oba entrance is the best entrance in all of wrestling. His is the best. We didn't get that either, but they both got jobber entrances because we had to have Triple H and HBK talk forever. So, anyway, Waller does his stuff that I don't like, that other people like, but I don't like any of his stuff. Oba decided to like go in on Ricky Sainz.
Yo, I was
like, what is he? He says, you are already looking past this title to going to Raw or SmackDown. You could carry Cody's bags. And I was like, yeah!
I was like, damn! He came at him like that? And like, Ricky tried his best. He tried his darndest. It was like he was punching him, but Oba Femi had his hand on his forehead, and Ricky was just like,
well, Rick, the thing about Oba gets to say all that stuff kind of like lounging in the chair with the title on his shoulder. And then Ricky's got to stand up and say, "I have things to say to you, sir." And I'm like, this dude was literally lounging while scooping your insides out. Like he eviscerated him. But he wasn't even like, you are going to Raw SmackDown to learn how to carry Cody Rhodes' bags. Whatever. Like he just throws that out there, and then Ricky's like, "Hold on, I'm gonna get very fiery about a promo." And I'm like, "Listen, I love Ricky.
You must not know about my game." And I was like, "Okay, Ricky, you set it up. You shouldn't even have said that. Honestly, in retrospect, you shouldn't have even said that. You should have just tried to come at him hard, come at him with this promo. But because you had the preface statement of, oh, you must not know about my game, and then came up with all this, I'm gonna yell very loud because I'm fired up promo, but I'm not gonna really say anything. You're just a neutered athlete. That's the best that I can do to shoot on you a bit."
This is the thing about it, is that here's the deal. Here's the deal with this promo and the main conceit behind it from Ricky Saints and Wagner. Like, that is not gonna work. It says, "Listen, you're the big guy with the title and everything, but who is Oba without the title? I don't know. That doesn't exist. Beat him. Let's see what he's like without the title. That doesn't exist. That dude's been the champion since he's been a champion since he showed up to work here full time. Like, he immediately won the tournament to get the contract, cashed in, became North American champion immediately, held that forever." Then lost it to Tony D, and within 7 weeks,
they took 7 weeks off.
He took a 7-week vacation and came back and won the world title, and he's been that ever since. So, like, the idea, who is he without the title? Like, as though this title makes me who I am. No, Oba makes that title the title. Like, did you see the little video thing of him sitting with the title next to him on a bench looking through his phone, and somebody came and picked up his title, and before he saw who it was, he goes, like, "Have you lost your mind? Have you lost your mind?" And then he realizes what it is, and they hand him the old title, the first title, that has just a big X made out of like gold plating. Like, and he
so bad. It's one of the worst titles WWE's ever created.
I don't know if he realizes how much shade he threw with the line he said, "This represents how far we have come." And because like I personally wouldn't even put this thing on around my waist. But this title, the one I've got, thank you, I'm going to take that back now. That title means something. He is like, who is he without the title? I don't know. Because Oba Femi is a guy who's the champion all the time. Because of course he is. Because look at him. Like nobody asks who fucking Shao Kahn is without the throne, because he's fucking Shao Kahn and he's gonna rip your fucking heart out because he's got the throne. Like, that's the thing. Like, he's what's Thanos without the glove with all the Infinity Stones? I don't know. Take it from him. Try it. There's like 12 of you. There's like 12 of you. You can't figure out a way to do it because Chris Pratt decided he was going to lose his mind. Like, listen, okay? Nobody's going to take the title away from Oba Femi until he's damn good and ready. That's the thing. And you got to actually build the guy who's going to do it. And Ricky Saints in a 1-month feud isn't going to be that guy. I think you could absolutely do that kind of promo when this guy is talking to Oba and he already had a title match against Oba and he came that close to beating him. Yeah. You know I can beat you. The reason you don't want to fight me again is because this time you know I can beat you.
This is the promo that Javon Evans should cut, because he's actually come close twice to beating Oba Femi. 3 times really to beating Oba Femi. Yeah. So Ricky's response was missing the bite that I think that he thought that he was bringing with this promo. But any of this promo work that was supposed to build up and build anticipation and make me want to watch Oba Femi versus Ricky Saints was immediately undermined by what happened next. Immediately, where I was like, this is not even the most important match for this title next week.
Trick Williams also goes, like, he comes out and he is fully in Trick Williams street clothes character again. And I'm like, that is the fastest anyone's ever gone from absolutely sweating bullets, like in a full match, to like wearing leather pants. I'm like, you got to burn those things afterwards, because there's no way a shower made you stop sweating. And you're like, let me put on some leather pants. That's bad. So anyway, he's out there and like, Oba, we haven't finished yet, which is true. Like, this is the thing that I kept saying a long time ago. When Oba won the title, he pinned Eddie Thorpe, a guy who's not even there anymore. And
I think he pinned Trick. I think he did pick Trick, but it was a 3-way. I think Eddie had hit him with the chair.
It was because Eddie hit him with a chair. But it was like he never actually had a one-on-one match where nobody was getting involved.
They literally have been keeping this match. They've been protecting this matchup for 8 months, Alex.
Yeah.
Just for them to announce it on the freaking go-home show to a premium live event. This is like nonsensical.
And this one doesn't even count because it's not going to have a finish. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like they're actually doing it. So anyway, I wouldn't be surprised if this match never even really gets started, because the angle is going to be such a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he comes out. Anyway, he comes out and he says, I still want a match with you, Oba. And then Grayson Waller says, hey, I like what you're saying, Trick Williams. So how about this? How about Grayson Waller, go to Ava, who apparently doesn't book any of the matches on her own.
No.
And I get her to agree to a match between Trick Williams and Oba Femi with both titles on the line for next Tuesday. And the winner of that faces Ricky Saints. Ricky Saints should be apoplectic. Like, none of this is happening unless I'm involved. I already have my match set up for No Mercy. Why is this happening? But I think basically Oba said, I'll defend both titles after I beat him. I'll defend both you, Ricky, which I guess would shut up Ricky. I don't even know if that's would even be the case. But anyway, the fact that Grayson Waller just says, the third guy in a Raw tag team, a guy whose major deal that happens on Raw is as I carry around a petition nobody signs. That's my character on Raw. I show up on NXT and I make the biggest possible match for where the world title holder of 2 brands face each other for both titles because I said so. The third member of a Raw tag team, and that's just really dumb. That's a dumb thing to do. But this is where it also gets kind of dumb. Because apparently an email went out to everybody in the group server for TNA. And it said, we need you all to tweet about how you're really mad about how Trick Williams is defending your title on an episode of NXT against a non-TNA person. And so everybody did that. All of them. Like everybody did this.
They got 2 memos because they had one memo to send out tweets when Trick was wrestling earlier in the show.
Yeah.
And he was wearing the TNA World Championship upside down, disrespecting the company and the title. Then there was later in the show when they make this matchup, then it was like, oh, send another memo. Make meaner tweets. You're now really upset. Now you're really furious about what's going on. I have never seen a wrestling company telegraph an invasion angle more than this.
Like, listen, it's really promotional malpractice that like you have everybody doing it, not like everyone, I guess. So we don't know which members of TNA will interfere, but we know we know people are interfering, and but also that just makes whatever happens at No Mercy less, because Oba will retain the title that he walks in with, and will defend that against Ricky. but also it just does that. Is he? Are the people in TNA pissed at Oba for getting a title shot, or are they just pissed at Trick?
Yes.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think what the messages that we got from commentary about these tweets, and they were talking about it so much. I went on social media and I looked up some of the TNA people to see what they were tweeting out. But yeah, they were overall upset about the TNA title being on, Trick. It's like the weeks he's now held the title for over 100 days. Why was this show the breaking point? Was it because it was NXT Homecoming and they didn't have any TNA star? They had a TNA star. We didn't even bring this up during the intro video. Joe Hendry was a part of the intro video. Is Joe Hendry left TNA already?
Bobby Roode straight up says, now that you're here at NXT. He is?
I was like, oh, really?
Did you announce the signing, or I don't how did that work? How are we doing? I mean,
I don't really remember that one, but
that would have been a thing, right? That would have been a thing. You would have said that. They would have said that, but they didn't say that. So, yeah, that was odd. I wanted to find some of the just reading all of them. Like, I think when I saw the one Eddie Edwards tweeted out, I was like, that now this is getting to be too much. Like, it's NXT remembers me. I don't get lines keep getting crossed, and now you'll answer to me. Hashtag hold the line. That's from Steve Macklin. Everybody says hashtag hold the line. They have a hashtag that they get to say.
If you want to make this even more corny, let's come up with a hashtag. Yeah. Hashtag hold it line.
Rosemary tweeted out, what a NXT Homecoming. What a singularly ironic name. Indeed, considering there is one with no chance of a homecoming. The TNA World Championship held hostage over the shoulder of a coward. Trey Miguel says, I'm just going to start defending the WCW television title. Y'all tripping. At least he didn't put it.
Love Trey. The Rascal's awesome. Rascals are
awesome. This is like, there's Cedric Alexander says, I came to TNA for new opportunities and to reinvent myself. I refuse to sit around and have NXT talent take those opportunities. It's time for a change. Hashtag all the hashtags.
You tell him, Seti.
Yeah. Man.
Do these people actually expect us to believe this nonsense?
I don't know, man. Mike Santana's. I can see why Santana's pissed off.
Yeah,
like he's got a one-on-one match for the title, and again, nobody in TNA wants the champion of TNA to be Oba Femi, because you could just quit now. You could tap out weeks in advance. That's not.
Never getting that title back.
Oh man, there were too many of them. Mackenzie Mitchell, who I do love as a backstage talent, says, many of us at TNA are former NXT talent. I love Trick Williams, but it just doesn't feel right that he's the only representation of TNA tonight at Full Sail. Why would anybody from TNA be at NXT Homecoming?
Why is everybody telling me that Joe Hendry is a WWE superstar?
He's fully there, I guess. You know what actually would have been kind of cool? It would have been cool, mostly because Booker wouldn't have been allowed to talk. If they had brought back Tom Hannafin and he and Vic Joseph called the night. You know what I mean?
That would have been
Maybe
nice.
They would have called him Tom Phillips, but it would have been kind of cool if they the guy who called Full Sail. Like, I'm pretty sure until Mauro Ranallo showed up, that dude called every match at Full Sail. So it'd be kind of cool to have that guy and then the voice of new NXT call the match together, as long as Booker doesn't get to talk. So, because have you noticed that Booker has decided to reduce his vocabulary? Actually, like literally anything happens in the ring and he does the same thing. Oh baby, baby. He says "oh baby" twice. Baby. He says "oh baby" twice, the same exact way. Twice. He says "oh baby, oh baby,
baby"
after anything happens. Yeah. Anyway.
It's like Vic even has to set him up for his catchphrases. He's like, I think this is a SQ double D. Double DT.
Yeah, isn't this the time where you are supposed to do the shucky ducky quack quack?
Shucky ducky quack quack. Moment of the night. Yeah.
So yes, this is indeed the most telegraphed invasion angle in the history of wrestling. It's so telegraphed. I don't even know if hold on. I don't even know if you can place a bet on it because it's so obvious which way it's going to go. But maybe you can, and if you can, I would check my bookie.
Hey guys, Sean Ross Sapp want to tell you about my bookie, our new betting partner where we get all of our WWE and AEW odds is my bookie. But it's not just pro wrestling and MMA, which by the way, yeah, you can bet on pro wrestling. It's Major League Baseball, it's tennis, it's the NBA, it's the NFL, PGA, FIFA, anything you could imagine. They got you covered. Now, they always have great deals, but when you use the code FIGHTFUL at mybookie.ag, you get a $50 bonus on a $100 deposit. Maybe that's not enough for you. Maybe you want a $100 bonus. Deposit $200 and they have you covered. This is where we are getting all of our odds from here on out. MyBookie AG. Also, it's not just betting. They have live casino. They have table games, slots games, all kinds of stuff to satisfy you over at MyBookie. Just don't forget, use that code FIGHTFUL. Only bet what you can, and please bet responsibly.
Yeah, that's good. Bet on all the stuff, but only with MyBookie. And only if you're betting responsibly. Charlie Dempsey says, hey, I'm going to go to Japan for a while. You hold down the fort here by yourself. Represent no quarter catch crew of one by yourself, and it'll be great. I'm going to go and become a new man in Japan and come back, says Charlie Dempsey. And then Robert Roode shows up, and they didn't have the crowd's mics turned on. So he showed up, and he goes, to absolute silence. Nothing happened. And he's like,
I was like, did they miss the music cue or didn't have the crowd mic'd? Like, it was either or.
And so then he's like, do the thing, and he does the glorious, and then Charlie Dempsey says, wow, this is just like Joe Hendry. And then Joe Hendry shows up. And then Robert Roode says, Joe Hendry, now that you're here in NXT. Is he?
Really?
And really all he's doing is trying to help Hank and Tank. You know, like that's basically all he's doing. He's just trying to help Hank and Tank. And Robert Roode's like, hey, maybe you should go for a title or something. And the
NXT championship. I was like, this person who has been used as a comedy fodder cameo.
Yeah. I mean, the idea that like
is supposed to go for the top prize on this show.
Yeah,
this is a show I should take seriously.
Yeah, Joe Hendry, like coming after this version of Oba Femi, just this version of Joe Hendry coming after this version of Oba Femi doesn't seem like that's a plausible thing for you to book. You know what I mean? Like you got to do something with Joe Hendry first, because it's the guy who like pops out of refrigerators is not the dude who goes after this version of Oba Femi. Also Ren seems to be smitten with Bobby Roode. Like Charlie's like, hey, don't do anything I wouldn't do while I'm gone. She's like, whatever.
She is also smitten with meme wrestlers, apparently.
Yeah, that's true. She does like a lot of meme wrestlers.
She likes meme wrestlers.
Yeah. Speaking of meme wrestlers, Lexus King is in the ring, and he cuts a promo about. You know, it's not a good meme. It's just a meme. I just feel like his beard should be a meme. Just like
yeah,
you know what I mean.
That meme is like that beard is something that it's something. It definitely is something. But why is it that at Lexus King, whatever segment he does, it doesn't matter if it's backstage, it's in the ring, or whichever, I always know how it's gonna go. I literally, as soon as he starts cutting his promo, I was like, Finn Balor's gonna interrupt him.
Yeah.
And somehow Miles Bourne's gonna be involved in this.
He says Miles Bourne attacked me with a chair last week, turned the lights out, and attacked me with a chair. Miles is a vile, evil, disgusting, deaf man. And then knocked Bourne's lights out, and the lights go out, and Finn Balor comes out to the old Finn Balor theme, and gets a huge pop from the crowd. And like, if you remember Finn Balor, this version of Finn Balor, this music of Finn Balor, then you definitely remember who Tyler Breeze is. So like, you're being selective with your remembrance of 10 years ago is the thing. You know what I mean? Like, because they were around at the same time. So
he was like, I ain't forget this one. Yeah, show my man.
I remember this guy. I remember this guy. But anyway, he's doing heel stuff on the main roster, but that doesn't matter because I'm just going to show up. And when Lexus King looks at him, Miles Bourne attacks Lexus King from behind again. So much of the babyface thing to do is like Miles Bourne is just attacking Lexus King from behind now. That's just the thing he does. And then he hits the zigzag on him, or we were kind of call it the Bourne Barn, because you can't be a zigzag. It's got to be a something else that like is a different version of the name. Anyway, so hits the Bourne Barn on him, and then Finn Balor hits the coup de grace, and he sticks the landing too. Like he fully decided, he just stood on his guts for a 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, and then stepped off. I mean, he gave a little extra coup to the de grace, and yeah, I guess that's it. That was the big. Finn Balor's coming back to. Is he? Like,
I mean, to be fair, they promoted it just today. They announced it like this morning or last night, and they just promoted it a day. It wasn't like promoted as one of the major things on this show, so I won't hold that against them. It was nice to hear the music again, and like remember that like Finn Balor was one of the faces of NXT, following like the time of like Seth Rollins as the original champion, and your Nevilles and your Sami Zayn. It was Finn Balor. He was right after those guys as the face of the brand.
A guy I expected to see, like, I don't know, a little, not being there in person, a little video promo from was Seth Rollins. Like he's the first ever NXT champion. Like that is the through line that connects the top of WWE main roster now to the beginnings of NXT is Seth Rollins. Because as much as they want to put in Roman Reigns' one match in NXT proper, like he was not part of NXT. He was.
What are you talking about? Like he was a big part of the beginning stages of NXT.
Old leaky Reigns. Like it's pronounced Leaki, but it really looks like leaky. And leaky. Hey, it's leaky, everybody. And he had one match in NXT on television, and then he was the Shield. But like he had a whole character in FCW that was really cool, where he was called himself the Thoroughbred. Like he was a very cool heel character. And I remember back when he was suffering with the succotash, I was like, just bring back that dude he was in FCW. He'd be great at it. And eventually they've used a version of that character as the tribal chief. But it's very funny. They're like, Roman Reigns. I'm like, no, never. Not once. Not ever. Leaki but never Roman Reigns.
Man, if Vince McMahon wasn't so damn stubborn, man, Roman would have had this run that he's currently enjoying like 5 years earlier.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Big E should have been on the show too. There's
Yes.
no reason for Big E not to be on the show. He would have gotten a big
in
pop.
some way.
You know, he would have had like he should have. This would have been my shit if they had done this. He should have bequeathed the 5 count to Oba Femi. Oba Femi should insist, after talking with Big E, on taking 5 to beat anybody. And the first dude that kicks out at 4.5 will be a major moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or I don't think that Oba needs that type of run.
No, of course he doesn't.
If we're gonna give it to someone who needs to run, you know me, like I said before, I'm a big LFG fan. Give that to the Monster, the Reaper, Jasper Troy. Jasper Troy. He
have
can do
vastly
something.
differing opinions on Jasper Troy.
He can do something with that. He can use that to his advantage. He's still green. Don't get me wrong. I know he's green, but
I do think they're doing
that more.
They're doing a very good job of keeping Oba tweener, so the crowd can still cheer for him, and he can basically be like, nobody's going to beat me, and we're like, yeah, we agree. Nobody's going to beat him, but there's not. He hasn't tipped over into heel stuff. I think eventually he's going to have to do that, so that when I think Javon Evans finally topples him, you are really rooting for Javon Evans to do it. And I think that basically Oba getting too overconfident can be part of that heel turn. Like, it is too easy. No one can beat me. I'll even do it. I'll even do a 5 count, and still nobody will be able to beat me. You could easily that could be part of his thing. I mean, yes, you could do the 5 count thing for Jasper Troy, but I would only do that with somebody who's going to eventually become the champion, and God willing, that won't ever happen with Jasper Troy.
It will happen, Jasper Troy, future NXT champion.
You can get your Jacob Marley chains the hell up out of here. I don't need any of that stuff. There's a Dark State segment involving Montez Ford. I don't know what Cutler was going to say that referred to non-consensual butt stuff, but he was going to say a joke that was referred to that, and then the rest of Dark State is like, no, don't say it, and then that was it. So because
Montez said big backs, so he was about to say something referring to big backs, and they wanted him to shut up. You remember when Dark State was supposed to be taken seriously?
Yeah, no, I do. I remember when they wrote "No one is safe" on the wall of the assistant GM's office in the assistant GM's blood while he was laying there. I remember that. That was their second day on the job, and since then, everyone has felt exponentially more safe since that night. Like the safety has actually gone continuously up since that night. It's weird. You can trace it. But so we have our main event. All of the ladies from the main roster are here, and they get their pops, and then Fatal Influence doesn't like that, so they attack them while they're getting their pops, and then they beat them up to take advantage of everything. And the fact that the entire match was built around Lyra's back still hurts from last night and the week before, which is like, that's why you could, I don't know, who's somebody who literally spent a day in Full Sail that's still on the roster that you could send down here. You know what I mean? Like, you already have a representative of newish NXT with Stephanie. Like at least Rhea used to be in Full Sail at some point. It'd be nice if somebody else. But anyway, it's not like Tiffany Stratton was part of that either. But anyway,
no, Tiffany Stratton was a part of the same generation as Lyra.
When Lyra was picked as the replacement, I was like, well, there's two things. Either she chooses not to sell the back from the night prior, which is the whole thing was how she could barely walk anymore after that match. which is bad, choosing not to sell it, or she does sell it, which will hamper the match. And she chose the second one. It made it more realistic, but a less fun match to watch when she was in there, which was most of the time waiting to do a hot tag to Rhea Ripley. And then eventually it all just builds to Booker T popping his you-know-what as he watches.
I'm gonna pop my dick, man.
Thankfully, he didn't say that tonight, but he did do the as Vic Joseph fanned him, just fanning him. I don't know, man. The fact that you had in the match both Fallon and Jazmyn, and decided that Rhea Ripley should pin your current NXT Women's Champion because of a distraction from the woman who's got a title shot on the 27th. That just seems because I hate when you pin a champion. The only thing that when I will understand it is but the person who pinned them is getting a title shot against them.
Yeah.
And we're really bad at this booking wise, and we don't know another way to grant them a title shot other than by pinning the current champion in a non-title situation. Rhea Ripley's not getting a title shot against Jacy Jayne, so just have Jacy Jayne get distracted or backfisted on the outside by Lola Vice. And because she gets backfisted by Lola Vice, which leads directly into her losing, but you could just have her get backfisted on the outside and Fallon take the pin or Jazmyn take the pin. Getting hit by your opponent in 10 days at ringside is less damaging to me than us watching you get pinned. So
I also don't like the fact that the heels cheated to win this matchup. Like the Fatal Influence did not do anything to cheat themselves, where Lola Vice was coming out to counteract that. Lola Vice, you could say, came out to stop Fallon, stop Jacy Jayne from escaping. That's fine. But once she hit the spinning back fist, I was like, you're literally cheating. And Rhea watched you do it and then hit the Riptide and won the match. How are y'all the baby faces? This was not the babyface thing to do. And this otherwise was a good matchup. But I think that the booking around the matchup is where it struggled. The decision to have kind of Lyra be the replacement, Lyra coming off of 2 matches that worked over her back, that became kind of the story of the match and allowed them kind of slow things down a bit. It picked up towards the end, and I thought the finishing sequence and everybody coming in, it was nice, chaotic, wild, what they want from their multi-person matches. That was good to see. I knew Rhea Ripley was going to win in the end, but then it was just an odd choice having the women's champion lose that matchup to someone that we know is not going to go after this title. So what was the point? And this is not the first time that she's lost in these multi-person matches, where you would think that the whole reason you're doing the multi-person matchup is so your champion isn't losing, that you can beat one of her lackeys, but you're having her lose here. Jacy Jayne is booked like first WWE title reign Seth Rollins, or first Universal title reign Kevin Owens, where they are a heel champion that loses every non-title situation and only can win matches through an abundance of cheating when the title is on the line. Those are not very well booked champions. Those are not people that really benefit from their title reigns. So I don't understand why we're booking Jacy Jayne like this. I thought the whole point of this title reign is to elevate her, but you're kind of just mooting the whole point of her winning the title and the elevation that she got from that.
Yep. I don't think there's even a doubt about that. So Ryan Cicchini says Fatal Influence has been so reliable in the main event since going to CW. You can't tell me they wouldn't help feud with a Tiffy or a Stephanie on the main roster. Yeah, no, I think that you can easily use them as a faction. I think they would. I would think they would be as a faction. The three of them together would be great, backing up the right leader of that group. I still don't. I still see Fallon and Jacy as being very equal. I think they could be a great tag team. I don't think Jazmyn's necessarily ready for the main roster.
She's not. But if she's a part of the group, I can understand them calling her up.
Right. But you need like the right woman to like be the leader of that group on the main roster. So we'll definitely see what goes from that, because I don't know how much longer they have plans. I don't think Lola is beating Jacy Jayne, unless Lola is the transitional champ to Blake.
To Blake,
which she might be.
I can see that. I can see that, especially with these vignettes they've been doing for her.
I could see it. But I don't. If you had to ask, if I had to pick, do I think that's happening? No. But if it did happen, I would think I would understand why. You know what I mean? Like they want a baby face that they can transition to Blake, because Blake's not winning it from Jacy unless she wins it in a fatal 4-way or something. So the final count from Darren Lloyd: 26 NXT roster appearances to 21 returns, 2 from other companies. Ethan was the only current NXT member to gain a pinfall. That does feel like Triple H taking the Vince cue from booking all these reunion shows.
Yep.
Feels very, that makes sense to me. Ranchkin says, will Undertaker manage Bailey H when she debuts? Bailey H.
Why are we calling Bailey H? I like this new Bailey character. I like her wearing the black and white. I think the vignettes were getting a little too goofy, so I'm glad they went to the next chapter.
I mean, she ran around and hugged all the members of the Ring crew. You know what I mean? Like they're well, do I trust this company to accurately handle a schizophrenia angle? No, I do not.
Oh no. I was saying no when you said, do you trust this company?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
No. I believe this was for Sean. Wallab says it's the Sup Legend dude. He would be that. Yes. See here. See now. Orion says now we need Alex versus SP3 War Games ECW teams.
Oh, let's book it. Let's book it. You pick a team, I'll pick a team, and I'll meet you at WrestlePalooza.
ECW. I've been too long since I watched old ECW stuff. I don't know. That's a good.
Give me Taz. I'll take with my first pick.
I mean,
give me Taz.
Taz would be the good one to take. I guess I would probably take RVD. Just because
that's a good pick. That was probably my favorite of these. I'll take New Jack because he's gonna shank.
Well, no, that's true. You win because he's gonna kill all of my guys.
I'm taking New Jack. I'm taking the killer.
I'll you know what? I'll take 911. He's just gonna do choke. He's just gonna do choke slams. That's all he's gonna do. I'll take 911.
I will take you took RVD. I will take the late great Sabu.
Okay, well you win. Was Abdullah the Butcher ever in there? Because I saw that guy get electroshocked in a cage match. He was in an electric chair and he survived. So like, what's Sabu gonna do to me? Gonna survive an electric chair? That
is true. You know what? I don't remember him in ECW too much, but I'll allow it. We'll say it's even since I got Sabu. You need someone who's good with a fork. All right, so then I'll get let's go with Raven. Let's go with Raven. Good. ECW Raven. Let's go with Raven.
I'll do ECW Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, hit me with the right back. I'll go with ECW Rey Mysterio then.
Oh, okay. Fine. I mean, we can do. Okay. Let's see here. You know what? I'm gonna cheat. I think this makes my team 6. So I'm gonna take both.
You're
both
taking a
members
tag team?
Yeah, I'm taking a tag team. I was toying with taking Public Enemy, but Public Enemies, whatever they're called. But I'm gonna do the Pitbulls. Pitbull 1 and Pitbull 2, because those dudes were just all they were was body guys in disguise as actual wrestlers, because they weren't real wrestlers. But they could be very intimidating. I think the public would like it.
That's a good one. You know what? To make it even, so I have 6 as well. I'll pick Terry Funk. I'll pick Terry Funk.
Okay, fine.
Terry Funk.
Okay, Terry Funk and Sabu on the same team. I don't think I win, but it's fine.
Terry Funk.
I should have taken Bam Bam. I should have taken Bam Bam. Okay, Bam Bam is my alternate.
He's
he's
my alternate off the bench.
Yeah, he's the 7th man off the bench. All right, there. I didn't realize we were going to book an ECW War Games team, but that's fine. Okay, so we have some retro puns. Oba Femi, Retro Team 2000, and Kenny Fromega from Rafael Garcia. That's good. Let's see here. Orion Bed says, Barry, be kind, please rewind them. Not wind them, but wind them. Rye throwback. Throw Ryback. Techno Team 2014. It's Black and Gold era.
Black and Gold era, yeah.
Let's see here. This is a good. From Enormous. Territory Wilson. Penta El Cerro Diversity. Bam Bam back in the day. And Rowdy Router Piper Niven. Grandpas of Destiny.
That's actually good. Now we know what to call them when they're all gray. We're going to call them the Grandpas of Destiny.
Delgado says Backtrack Williams, Vintage Vegas, and Shanana Natty.
Shanana.
We really got that. We got that one from earlier. Let's see here. Spidey Boy says Back to the Future Shock DDT. Nice. Saint Elmo's Femi. Full Swerve's House. And El Grande Coming to Americano.
That's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah. Let's see here. Solar Apocalypse says EO Skyrim. X-Pac Files. Hairband versus hairband match. And I got some bad news bears for you. I'm afraid I've got some bad news bears. And Electric Mayhem says Tony Nese, but Tony NES.
NES. That was good.
Walkman Adam Page, not Hangman.
That might be one of the best ones.
I think that's the best one we've got all night. But I also do like not the Beast Mordos, but the Betamax Mordos. That's very, very good. Tom LaValle says R.E. Shaina, I'm not upset, just disappointed. Listen, I just want the best for her. And I'm so sorry that she doesn't see what is best for her, is all I'm saying about that.
She gets good grades in school. Mm-hmm. She's never been an issue.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Okay. Let's see here. Okay.
No. Oh, we got more puns in the chat.
Yeah, okay. All right, here we go. Let's see here. We have some jukeboxes. Let's see here. So I have to do those. Tom LaValle wants Darby Allin to sing "Go Daddy-O" by Big Bad Voodoo Daddy. There's really not a lot of lyrics in this particular song. Just want to let you know to that one. Go Daddy-O, go Daddy-O. Go Daddy-O. Go Daddy-O. Go Daddy-O. Go Daddy-O. Go. 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 You gotta go Daddy-O. There you go. That's Not really a very long song lyrically, but it's good.
That was well diverse.
Okay, so this one's for you. Rafael Garcia wants SP3 to give his quarterly evil / House of Torture rant while I look up something for my next one.
So guys, that I am self-admitted New Japan Pro Wrestling shill. I will support New Japan Pro Wrestling through thick and thin. I supported them through 2024 when they lost all their top stars, lost Ospreay and Okada, and did not give a damn about any of their young guys and had them lose every big matchup that they were in. I thought the first half of 2025 was exceptional, seeing Goto win the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, seeing Taichi rise to prominence, David Finlay win the New Japan Cup. Oh, I was having a good old time. And then the summer came. And Gato said, I'm giving you nothing but evil and House of Torture all day long. I'm going to book a whole pay-per-view Dominion on the House of Torture. And then they gave me that G1 climax this year where Evil made it to the damn final. Evil. I can't even enjoy a Konosuke to catch the final without Evil being in the way. And yes, it was the best damn Evil match of all time, or one of his best matches ever. But it was on the low end of Takeshita's tournament. Like, oh my God, New Japan, Gato, Evil, House of Torture. I hate you all.
Thank you. Like Mayhem wants William Regal to say a few sitcom catchphrases. So let's see here. This is the top 10 list by the website that I found. So there we go.
Okay.
Bazinga.
That is
how you doing?
What is that from? Big Bang Theory? Oh, how you doing?
You can't do this one in a different accent. Okay, here we go. Thank you very much. That's from Taxi. That's a different guy doing a different accent.
Like, what?
Okay. Did I do that?
That was the most proper Urkel I've ever heard.
Nanu. Baby, you're the greatest. That's what she said. What you talking about, Willis? Hey.
Hey.
Do. There you go. That's apparently those are the top 10 sitcom catchphrases according to
Homer's dough is number one.
Number one, apparently, dough is considered a catchphrase. Now, I wouldn't consider that a catchphrase because it's just one word. The same way yeet is not a catchphrase.
No, it's not.
It's a catchword.
And that's why he had to create a catchphrase around that one.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see here. Okay, we did that one. Let's see here. All right. Okay. Rafael Garcia says Axiom and Dusty duet "Girl, You Know It's True" by Milli Vanilli.
Girl, you know it's true. I think I know the words.
Let's see here.
I love that everybody in the chat were saying the names of these shows like I was, like a mark.
Let's see here. Okay. All right, so Axiom and Dusty. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Here we go. Okay. All right. So, Dusty, are you there? I'm in love with you, girl, because you're on my mind. You're the one I think about most every time. And when you crack a smile in everything you do, don't you understand, girl? This love is true. Your soft, silky hand, long, sweet, and thin. That candlelight complexion upon your skin, baby. It lightens up my day, and that's also true, mama. Together we are one, separated we're two. To make your own mind. All mine is my mind is desire. Because you contain a quality in you that I admire. You're pretty plain and simple. You rule my world, so try to understand.
That was so well done.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Particularly exceptional, Dusty Rhodes, by the way.
Thank you. Okay, so here we go. Orion Ben says, Darby into Dusty into Ricky Rainbow for Welcome Home by Coheed and Cambria. Here we go. Welcome home.
There we go.
Coheed and Cambria lyrics. All right, let's see here. Let's see. We're going to go. All right, here we go.
He basically said that Axiom is Kenny for wrestling fans. Kenny from
well, he's got his mouth. When he first showed up and started talking through that mask, you could not understand a damn word he said. They made it better for him, but here we go. You could have been all I wanted, but you weren't honest. Now get in the ground. You choked off the surest of favors, but if you really loved me, you would have endured my world. Well, if you're just as I presumed, a whore in sheep's clothing, fucking up all I do, and if so, here we stop, then never again will you see this in your life. Hang on to the glory at my right hand, here laid to rest is our love ever longed. With truth on the shores of compassion, you seem to take premise to all of these songs. You stormed off the Scotty Armada like Jesus played letter. I'll drill through your hands the stone for the curse you have blamed me. With love and devotion, I'll die as you sleep. But if you could just write me out to neverless wonder, happy will I become. Be true to this, no option. Fill with sin, I condemn you. Demon play, demon out. Hang on to the glory at my right hand. Here laid to rest is our love ever longed. With truth on the shores of compassion, you seem to take premise to all of these songs. One last kiss for you, one more wish to you. Please make up your mind, girl. I'll do anything for you. One last kiss for you, one more wish to you. Please make up your mind, girl, before I hope you die. Thank you.
This man is amazing. We need rounds of applause in the chat. This man gave you 3 different impressions back to back to back. There's some comedians who can't even do that type of stuff. Come on.
Well, thank you, sir. SP3, where can people find you?
You can find me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. You can see most of my written work and my video work over there. I am also over on the Fightful Overbooked YouTube channel, usually every Tuesday, Thursday on In the Weeds with Jeremy Lambert. But I will be there tomorrow to talk all about some NXT as well. We'll talk about all the latest news in the wrestling world over there. I'm also on the True Hill Heat Wrestling YouTube channel. I'll be there tomorrow at 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time with Maggie from Fightful Overbooked to preview WWE WrestlePalooza. But we got daily content over there, so go over and enjoy that. You can see my written work at si.com. Yes, I am the Sports Illustrated in every Becky Lynch promo you will hear, getting more and more heat every week. I love to see it. And thank you, as always, Alex. I always appreciate you asking me to fill in and come in and be on Sour Grabs, because I love what you guys do and love having a laugh with you. So thank you for having me on tonight.
Well, to you, SP3, on behalf of the entire SGS, I would like to say thank you. Keep cool, gabagools.